MMA Hustler here with former WEC Lightweight Champion and current UFC fighter Smooth Ben Henderson. Back when you were in the WEC, there was always talk about whether the WEC guys could hang with the UFC guys. Now you guys came over, you guys are doing really good. How do you feel about getting your own win in the UFC?
It felt great, a little bit of vindication. Had a lot of questions. Oh, how will you do? How you do? And, how do you think you do against this guy and that guy and WC guys in general? I don't really know how to answer those questions. Let's find out. Let's stick a WC guy versus a UFC guy. Companies merged, and we found out. I think we're 4-3 ex-UFC fighters versus UFC Lightweight fighters. So.
Now, Mark Bochik, he was a well-rounded guy, but his strength with the jiu-jitsu. What was the game plan going into that fight?
Game plan is the same as it is for every fight. Just go out there and get my hand raised. Do whatever it takes. Whether that's standing up for 15 minutes, whether that's on the ground for 15 minutes, whether that's up against a cage, whether that's tap dancing, whatever the case may be. We'll do whatever it takes to get your hand raised.
Now you're scheduled to fight Jim Miller. He's like really high in the rankings, top 3, top 4. You were saying he's a well-rounded guy. Do you see any holes in his game, or how do you feel you match up stylistically with him?
I think it's a great matchup. I think Jim Miller is for sure. He's tough as nails. He's one of the guys. Not a whole lot of the other lightweights in that weight class want to fight him because he is tough as heck. He doesn't have the biggest name. Not a whole lot of casual fans know who Jim Miller is. The hardcore fans know who he is. They know how tough he is. The UFC brass knows how tough Jim Miller is. He just doesn't have a real big name. He doesn't have a real big marketable name or whatnot. So everyone's doesn't really want to face him. I think I match up great with him. I'm excited for the matchup. I think after I get my hand raised and going against him, I think that'll definitely put me one step higher on the UFC lightweight ladder.
Now, obviously you have your plate full with Jim Miller, but is there anyone at lightweight that you personally have an interest in fighting?
Everybody. I want to fight everybody. I want to beat everybody.
And well, you've been a former champion in a big organization. Are you looking just for the fastest way to the title? Is that what you're just trying to get the big fight to get up there?
I don't even care. Whether it's the fastest way to the title, whether it's I fight for the title my next fight after Jim Miller, whether I fight 6, 7 more times and then I fight for the title. I know it's I know it's a grind. You don't ever just get what you want right away. Jim Miller, he's like 8-1 in the UFC. He's on like a 7-fight winning streak, and he's not getting a title fight. You don't hear him complaining, So I'm okay with that. If it takes 6, 7 fights, me beating up guy after guy after guy, I'll do that. It doesn't matter.
And when we were talking earlier, you said you watch the marquee matchups and you kind of keep an eye out for up-and-comers. You mentioned Edson Barboza. Is there anyone else who's on your radar in terms of just up-and-coming?
Yeah, I definitely like to keep my eye out for up-and-comers, not only in the UFC, but in some other smaller shows. See guys like, 10-0 and just knock them out in the first round. Pay attention to some of those guys. Edson Barboza, for the UFC, Edson Barboza, he's definitely been on my radar as far as up-and-comers.
Well, I guess it's a technically.
Who else? There's a few guys that I can't really. I'm blanking on their names right now. There's a few guys, who are pretty impressive right now at the lightweight division, who are young guys, maybe 1 or 2 losses.
I
Keep an eye out for.
And the big matchup right now at lightweight is kind of keeping everything stopped. It's Maynard Edgar. They're going to fight, I think it's in September. Who do you give the preference towards? Who do you think will actually take the win in the third matchup?
I have no idea. I think that's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. Those guys are going to throw down. They know how hard the last fight was. You can bet your butt when they get back to training, they're training harder than they've ever trained their entire life. They're going to put their heart and soul into the cage that night. They're going to open it up and put on a great performance. Who knows? Who knows which way it goes? I just hope for a good, entertaining fight, and I hope that neither one of them gets injured after the fight and they can fight again right away, like the next month or something like that, because we gotta get that division going. We're in stall mode right now. I want to get the division going, so I just hope they both stay injury-free after the fight.
Well, I've been a huge fan. I've been looking forward to your UFC fights. You're already here. You're taking on the best. And Nick, thank you for the time.
No problem, man. Thank you guys.